Namaste. As we have seen about the Vata Pitta Kapha, apart from that, there are three fundamental guna or states we got as part of Ayurveda. The first one is called the Sattva, the clarity, and second one is Rajas, which is action oriented, and third one is Tamas, which may be like a sleep, lethargy, and a procrastination. So let's try to get into each one of this guna at a high level. So first, let's get into the Sattva. As part of for everyday job or at being at home, for each individual, right, they might have been thinking about a problem for a long time, but they may not be able to solve it. But suddenly, out of the blue, we will get some solution to a problem. So we can say it as a eureka moment. So that's what is called Sattva. So what it means is, as part of our breathing as well as our mental state, it is being Sattva, we are having clarity and we are able to solve the problem pretty easily. So this is the highest state which everyone needs to try to attain. So if you are having a clarity throughout all of your day, right, you will be a great productive person. But practically it is not possible because we got other activities like as a part of our job, our family. So we have to do a lot of activities, right? So that's where the Rajas comes into the picture. So if you see, Rajas means it's more about activity. So I have pulled in a sample picture. So as part of our everyday life, right, we start at our day job and we have to take care of family, kids, parents, other relationship. So we keep running. So that is more of activity based. So this is what about Rajas. This is a running state or activity state. This is also required. So now let's go into the Tamas. So Tamas, we can say it is like a ignorant state or we are taking a restful state. So even though we work hard, we think in clarity, our body needs rest. So proper sleep is a Tamas state. We should have a proper sleep as per our body need. Then only our system will be rejuvenated and we will be good. And the highest form of sleep, right, those kind of things are called lethargy or the procrastination. So these kind of things will happen and that will slow down your productivity. Tamas is good, but to a certain level. So Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, all these three qualities or gunas will be keep on changing. So once we have a proper sleep, then you can get up and do a lot of activity. You can do pranayama or meditation and to improve your sattva state. So let's get on to a practical scenario. So application as part of daily activities. It can be your. So let's get on to the application in daily life. Either you can be working at a software engineering workplace or any other workplace, or you may be home. So you can be any part of, you may be having any role, right? So you may be meeting people at home or at work. So couple of scenarios I have noted down. So if you take in software engineering, right, a co-worker, he can be an architect, he can be a manager, or he can be a peer who can be a developer, right? So each person have the state sattva, rajas and tamas. So predominantly people who are having high sattva, they will be kind of an architect. They focus on the high level design or a bigger problem and they will have a clear clarity to come to a solution. And rajas is people like a normal developer who takes in the clarity and then develops it, or at home people who follow the instruction and who does the job. And finally the tamas, there may be a team member or a family member who may be in a sleeping state, even during the office work or at home. So they may not be able to listen what you are trying to convey and achieve our mission, right? So what I found, I've been a manager for over a decade of time. So what I feel is, when we are at work, we will be keep focusing on work, and we may not be able to see the picture what's happening surrounding our team. So we need to build a more sattvic nature and as well as rajas nature. So what it means is, as a manager, he needs to understand his team members, what is their current state, and he also needs to be more active in talking to people and understanding what they need and to achieve the business need as well. So similar to a homemaker as well. A mom knows each child what is their current state. He will guide his boys or girls as per the state and make things happen. So it applies universally, whether at work or at home. So assuming you are not a manager, right? So if you try to understand the Vata Pitta Kapha at a little level, as I described in the above training, above video. So as a developer, right, you may not be managing people or being at home, you may not be a breadwinner, but we should know what's going on with our current people who are in the stakeholders. So as based on my previous videos, based on the physical structure, we can identify whether they are having Vata or Pitta or Kapha, and then we can understand the current guna. Are they able to listen to us? Are they having clarity in mind? Are they talking which is something makes sense? So those kind of things over the time, if we start observing, right, then we will be able to get the good value about the discussion at home or at work. That will be pretty easy over the long run. So at the end of the day, right, we have to appreciate all these three states, sattva, rajas, tamas. We should try to have a quality of sleep and reduce the tamas, and then we should be productive. We should not be overkilling the time and being focused more on it. But finally, we should try to attain a good clarity. So there are a lot of Ayurvedic ways like pranayama, meditation, and the lifestyle change. These will help you to understand your nature as well as your team nature, which will be a real successful for you at your work as well as everywhere in the universe. Thank you very much.